Hey, yo, it's the Bada Bing Podcast.
Hi, thank you for joining us. This is the Bada Bing Podcast. I'm your co-host, Allison. I'm here today with our host, Zach, and our guest speaker, specialist, Quinn Yuschik. Zach?
So today's podcast topic is essentially going over the fish book and how we can relate to it.
It says on the book here, work made fun gets done. And that can't be more true, right, Zach?
I totally agree with that. I love having fun at work.
How about you, Quinn?
You're always going to have a positive mindset at work, no matter what.
Absolutely. And that's something that this book really touches on. It's one of the main themes, is that when you work with people, you want to be positive. You don't want to go into things with a negative outlook that could cause, any kind of issues. I mean, it's not like every day work's going to be easy and everything's going to go your way. You kind of just got to roll with the punches and do the best you can.
I completely agree with that because in the book, it says Mary Jane moved from Los Angeles to Seattle for her new position. Completely relate to that because of being in the military. Was whenever I moved from PA down to South Carolina for basic training. I was down there for 10 weeks, so I felt the homesickness down there. Plus another additional 9 weeks up in Virginia for my AIT. So you feel a little bit of stress in there because of homesickness.
Right. And do you feel like maybe how you were feeling is how everyone else could have been feeling, and that could cause issues amongst the group of you, right?
Oh, 100%. And one thing I learned is because most of the people down there was coming right out of high school. And with me being National Guard, you had the training, so you knew how to be disciplined. But some of these guys were actual Army, so they didn't get the standards and discipline and whatnot. So you had to get along with people hoping they would settle in so you weren't getting punished all the time.
Right.
So I'm sure everyone felt the same way because you're coming from all over. Now some people were from South Carolina down there, but you still got homesickness even though you're in your state.
Now, I have a question. Was there anyone out there that helped you fit in more? Like there was someone that had a positive outlook on all of their work that they were doing down there, might have made you feel any better?
Oh yeah, it didn't help that there was a couple of people I shipped out with that I went with that training I did before for being National Guard. So I had that chemistry with them. But it's not even just your battle buddies down there. The drill sergeants and stuff was helping you out there, the instructors. So they were helping you try to keep a positive outlook because they know how tough it is because they went through it once. They actually went through it twice if they went through drill sergeant camp.
Yeah. It's like, Mary Jane didn't necessarily have someone that would, lead her to have a better outlook. She kind of had to do it on her own. She kept to herself. She helped people out, though. She did her job and she did what she was supposed to do to keep things moving along. So she kept her positive outlook. And that's not always easy when you're alone.
Yeah, and she always stepped up for others, which really led into her promotion to the 3rd floor, which honestly was not the greatest group of people that she was put with. They were unproductive. They were the best group that everyone loved to hate on. But that's where she came in, tried to help them out. Noticed the situation even wasn't really the best, but she outshined the most. Would you guys say you had anything like that where you put into a group where you really felt like you outshined the most and they were just super unproductive, but you just kept doing you?
Oh, absolutely. And I hate going back to the military thing, but especially in basic training, because we coming out of high school, you're getting unadjusted to the military mindset, like I said. So towards the end of the cycle, I was promoted to be the platoon leader, and my platoon was pretty much the worst platoon because we had all the troublemakers and whatnot. But the drill sergeant really showed promise. Like, all the drill sergeants there showed that and knew that I wanted to be there. I had a mission to be there, just to get done, go. So, and I went through that, and I tried helping everyone, like Mary Jane did get when she got her promotion.
Yeah.
It helped out a little bit, but
You know, it's really just how you look at things, your perspective in the workplace, in life. It's all on how you perceive something. And that's kind of what really spoke to me in this book, especially in Mary Jane's position. Like, I can kind of relate to how she felt. There were times where she kind of probably felt like she wasn't appreciated. And that does matter. It does matter to be appreciated, but it doesn't matter when that's the only thing that you're worried about. When you're in a professional setting, you want to put your work first, your co-workers second, because you want to make sure everyone's safe, you want to make sure everything's getting taken care of, and then you kind of go to yourself. And depending on how you feel about a situation really will only affect the rest of the people if you allow it to. You have to have a positive mindset.
oh yeah. In basic training in AIT, it was really mentally draining because you rarely got sleep, especially in basic training. So you really had to keep a very good positive outlook. You couldn't let the smallest things go down. I made that mistake whenever we went to rifle qual. It was like, I couldn't pass the rifle qual. I was actually thinking about dropping out because I didn't want to get recycled and be there any longer. But I ended up locking in and ended up qualifying in the rifle qual. But you got to keep a positive mindset. You can't let the smallest things keep you down.
Right. Well, I guess that's all the time we have tonight. Thank you for joining us here at Bada Bing. We hope that you take our message and understand that no matter how big or how small or how complicated or how uncomplicated your job is, how you perceive things is ultimately going to determine how your day is going to go. So just be nice.
This is Special Squid News Chick signing off. 40 rounds, everybody.
We thank you guys for watching the podcast and basically just about how we can relate to this. And obviously the book is not about a fish or a market, but it's really about mindset and how you take on your day and how that would, could correspond with work. Guys, if you're with a bad group, if you have a good mindset, then you have good work.